where we have TV from me by TV by me, TV for you, from TV by me. I always get that mixed up. It's a bit of a tongue twister. I think I'm actually going to maybe have a competition and see if I can find a new slogan that I can actually say without making idiot of myself. So sorry, I can see that our guests are here trying to log into the back end or the dashboard of Be Live TV. We have the amazing Linda Elmsley and Susan Whelan trying to come in. We've had some issues with using the Be Live TV platform and Facebook over the last little while. Ever since the Facebook there were some issues around the third-party platforms, but I think we should be okay if we are going live on a page. It's mainly in groups and events that appear to be the problem. So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm just going to say, I love this. You see this little love heart around here, going around here. Ding. That is my frame, my custom frame for community TV with Adaire, because it's all about community. I should have people there, I guess, but just imagine that there are people in the houses, and down the bottom it says it's all about community, because my coach and mentor Rosie Killip has helped me identify that it is all about community, which is why it's called Community TV with Adaire. Today we are talking to Linda and Susan about the prosperity game. Now, Linda is worked closely with Linda for well over a year now in the Facebook Code Breakers, and Linda has she's developed a prosperity game as a part of what she does as a financial fitness coach. Now, I'm going to bugger this up because I actually don't have access to my notes because my computer's gone a bit funny. This is what we call testing the environment, a testing environment while we're testing the environment. So I think the best thing I can do is actually bring Linda in, and we'll have a chat with her about introducing herself and sharing with us a little bit more about what she does and how she does it while we're waiting for Susan to pop in. Hello, Linda. How are you?
Hi, Adaire. I'm really well, thanks.
Oh, good. Yeah. I just want, before we do anything, I see Susan's popped in. She's found us. Can we just go? I know you can't see it, but this is really cool. What I want to do is just bring your head. We did this before last time we spoke. Yeah. Bring your head over to your left.
Left this way.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now I'll just bring mine there. Now let's just. And what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll take a screenshot of that because it's got our faces in the love heart. It's just me being like funny and weird, like something like that, because it is all about community. It's all about connection, and it's all about us helping each other live lives of peace and prosperity. Hello, Susan. Mm-hmm. Welcome. Hey. Thank you for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful. I love that Kiwi accent. I think we'll just take a moment. I've done probably one of the most abysmal introductions that I've ever done, and that's a great opportunity for you to help me out there, and we'll shape up the introduction between us because I've lost my show notes. And I could just make stuff up, but before I do make stuff up, what I'll do is just take a moment just to acknowledge that here in Australia and New Zealand it is actually Anzac Day. We've got Melinda here as well. Awesome!
Yay, she found us.
Nice, so we'll bring Melinda in too. This is, I think, the first time we've had 4 people on screen. There we go. Excellent. Hello, Melinda.
Hi, we love to be those that step forward and make changes 4 at a time. Fantastic.
Awesome. Hey. Awesome stuff. So it is Anzac Day here in Australia and New Zealand, and we my husband and son were up at 4 o'clock to go into the city for the dawn service. And Linda, you've also mentioned something about that in Women in Business Adelaide, so thank you for making that comment. And lest we forget, because it's the 3rd anniversary of Gallipoli, and we were there in 2001 for Anzac Day itself, and it was one of the most amazing experiences that I think anyone would have. And there was about 20,000 young Australians and New Zealanders, and a smattering of Europeans thrown in, but we just converged on the peninsula, Gallipoli Peninsula, on Anzac Day, and it was great to see how many young people actually make the pilgrimage. And despite the fact that it's 103 years ago, so it was 85 years ago when we went. So we said we'll go back for the 100th anniversary, but we didn't get picked in the draw, so we didn't go. Anyway, welcome. Now, what I'm going to do, because we're a little bit different today, we've got 3 instead of 1. Linda, I spoke to you a few weeks ago and you introduced me to the prosperity game. Yep. Now, that's awesome. So I'll get you just to maybe, because you do quite diverse things in your own businesses, but you've come together to create this amazing game. So we'll just have a conversation about maybe, Linda, if you can kick it off, and then we can go just a little bit about what your businesses are and how you help people. And then
sure, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So Susan, Melinda and myself sort of came together. It's nearly 2 years ago now, when we were going through our own financial fitness coaching certification. We were actually all training together. So we had the opportunity to get to know one another quite well, and also help each other through some of those dark spots that dealing with personal finance can actually take you through. Let's face it, some of it is pretty dark and scary. So we have a very good understanding of each other and how we work, but also the same grounding in how we want to empower people around us to become financially fit and step onto the path to freedom. So the prosperity game is actually the brainchild of Susan Whelan. It's something that she has, brought to our attention when we first met. Even she was talking about the prosperity game. And it's something that's based on the principles of Abraham-Hicks. And I think Jerry and his wife Esther first introduced the prosperity game to introduce to people that idea of the flow of prosperity, the openness, the lightness of that feeling, and to help people actually experience in their body that vibration of abundance. And so from the law of attraction perspective, it's that vibration of abundance that we need to generate and maintain to be able to step into that flow. So that's a bit of what the prosperity game is about. We bring something slightly different to it. We call it prosperity on purpose, because we start introducing some of the essential financial foundations for financial fitness. So I might let Susan step in, because this has been a passion of hers for quite some time, and it's her baby. Let's let Susan do some talking.
Yes, go for it, Susan. I'd love to hear what's your baby and how your baby was born.
Linda, you were doing such a great job of it. Thank you so much. And yes, it has been my baby. I've been thinking about it for quite a few months and rolling it out. As we started in the Financially Fit Bootcamp all together, we also started doing our business work through the Cash Flow Cure. So working on the foundations of how our business could look and how we could bring this and roll this out to many, many people. And the game come to mind, because who doesn't like to play a game, right? And I had played the prosperity game myself probably at least a half a dozen times. And what I realized, Adaire, was that each time that I did it, I got clearer and clearer of what I wanted in my life and how that was to look. And I got rid of, if you like, all of the crap around the place, because it's like we've actually got to be consciously be able to be with money in the virtual sense, in our mind, and how that would look like for us before we can start creating it in the outside world. And what I noticed when I first started is that it got uncomfortable. You know, there was lots of uncomfortable emotions that come up around the prosperity game. It's like I would start off and then, you know, like maybe a week into it, it was all exciting to start with and all of the rest of it. And then when the money started coming in, it was just like, oh, God, it would keep me up at night. You know, I'd be thinking, waking up in the middle of the night thinking, my God, what am I going to spend this money on tomorrow, you know? And it got to feel like a real pressure. And, you know, in the essence of the world, you know, around money is it's like our net worth reflects our self-worth, you know, and vice versa. We have all of these different emotions that are tied to our money and whether we can see ourselves as good enough, acceptable, lovable, whether we deserve it, whether we're worthy, all of this crap around money. It's connected to our family paradigm, it's connected to past traumas, things like that. And working with money has just opened up my whole world to myself. And that's where it starts. You create it in yourself and then create it outwards, you know. And it came to me, it's like, well, how can we do this? You know, how can I do it in a bigger way? Us girls had worked so much together, you know. It's like, and we had experienced all of these issues around our money when we went through the Financially Fit boot camp, you know, and we had each other, we had each other's backs and we had the rest of the crew as well, you know, and unless you've got that kind of support, a lot of the time it's too frightening to look at these things around money. They come up and they hit you smack bang in the face and they show you that you're not good enough or you're not worthy and deserving enough. So that's where the prosperity game come from, because each time that I went through that myself, it's just like I now know what I want in my life, what I'm here for, what I'm here to deliver, how I'm going to do that, what it's going to look like. And it's like giving yourself that clarity, because unless you know where you're going, you're living your life by default. So this is what the prosperity game is all about. It's opening you up to who you are yourself. It's looking at the sufficiency and the prosperity that you already are and the confidence that comes with that. So
and I would just add in there, if I may, Susan, sorry, I would just add in there, it's as much about, you know, ditching the old programming and not necessarily overlaying new programming on the top, but becoming conscious. It's the conscious design of your life, making conscious choice about what you want to do rather than just muddling along, as many of us do. We just muddle along, get into a situation, keep muddling along. So, yeah, there are some little points of difference between our prosperity game and, you know, you can play it. There are many places on Facebook where you can find it or out on the internet, but ours brings that element of purposefulness into it.
I'd actually never heard of that before, the prosperity game, until we actually spoke. And like I said, we've been working together for over a year, and it was when I think you had mentioned it, but the actual reality of how powerful and how impactful it actually was didn't really hit home until you were on community TV with Adaire on a show similar to this, and I just went, wow, I want a piece of that pie. So before we get into the game proper, can we have a chat with Melinda? Because Melinda, it's lovely to meet you. I have seen Susan in the game, and quite obviously I know Linda quite well, but I don't know if I'm actually really well acquainted with you. So perhaps a little bit about Melinda and what brought you into with these other money honeys, and that's another term that I've been introduced to that I love. So yeah.
Thanks, Adaire, and thanks for having us. It's great to be able to have the opportunity to talk more about the value of prosperity. And I think Susan and Linda really captured it so well in saying it's a lot about self-worth and understanding that we're so deserving of having all that we desire and that it shouldn't be hard work. And if we're really clear about what it is that we want, it's much easier to achieve those goals. And we've worked together for a while now talking about you know, the actual side of money and how we get that to work and what the boxes look like and what fits in what box. But we don't often have a lot of clarity outside of that in what is my future goals, what do I want my world to look like for myself and for my family and those that are travelling along behind us. And until we put a lot of thought into that, we really do just live every single day. And quite frankly, who wants to do that? It's meant to be lived and lots full of laughter and fun. And so that's what we're asking people to explore in joining us. We do one extra thing slightly different, again, I agree, and that is that we ask people to honour themselves and their future by putting money aside each and every time we get a cheque, just like we should for a paycheck as well, and put ourselves first and our future first. And so that's part of what we invite people to do.
I think that's great. I've just got a little call to action here. I don't know if you can see it scooching across the bottom of the screen, inviting people to play the prosperity game. That's also the name of your group, which is the Prosperity Game, 30 Days to manifest money and mindset. I do hope I said that properly. I felt like some game show host then. Winding up. So, and I'd have to say that that if you're hooking in for the replay, and if it might be, you know, sort of later today or tomorrow or even next week or later in the week, it's never too late to jump in, and we'll put a link to the group in the comments below, and we'll probably have one in the comments above as well. So it's never too late to play this game. It's, you call it a game, and I think, like you said, Linda, I think, or Susan, everybody loves to play games, and even though they can be a little bit challenging, I believe sometimes that they can be. And I know definitely for me, when I started, I actually haven't started the game proper. I'll get you some details about that when the next one starts soon. But I just know that we're just watching, just going into the group and watching, I did feel that overwhelm. It's like Susan was saying about what we believe that we are worth, what our self-belief and our, you know, our worthiness is linked to a concept of money. And I could just you know, I think I've done a fair bit of work on myself, and when that stuff started coming up, I'm going, bloody hell. Like, seriously, how much more do I have to do? I'll do as much as I need to do. That's a commitment that I've made to myself anyway. So so if you wanted to make some comment about that, a bit more comment about that, perhaps that would be valuable, or even and just share with us when the next round is starting and how this round's going, because your first round, isn't it? The
I'll just talk to that for a wee minute. Like when you come in and you've got you know, you are overwhelmed and everything like that. It's like that is so common, and the amount of times that I've heard people say, you know, I've worked on all of that kind of stuff, but when it comes to money, you know, you're looking at the family money paradigm. There's a direct link to your family's money paradigm, and it's the loyalty vow. It's the loyalty vow to our family. You know, like if we've seen our parents struggle and things like that, you know, and we felt sorry for them, if they really wanted to go out there and something pulled them back and they never ever got there, or maybe we resisted and we didn't want to be anything like our parents, you know, if we resisted them, what we can do is we can go out there and we can make lots of money easily. But because of that loyalty vow, something will always happen, and we'll be pulled back to exactly their kind of money. And if we felt sorry for them and we never seen them get ahead and we always seen them in lack, the loyalty vow keeps us playing the same game. We will limit ourselves and never allow ourselves to surpass them. So it's really important when you come into the money, is like when you see that and when you feel that overwhelm, lean into the group, you know, and just say, oh my God, I'm feeling all this overwhelm and it's freaking me out right now. Because it can be old stuck traumas. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with money. That's the thing. That can be old betrayals. It can be, you know, a loss of a relationship. It can be all of those things, and they're all directly related. So just, you know, it's like the next one starts on Tuesday. It's Tuesday the 1st, isn't it? So the next game starts off on Tuesday. Yeah, so we're really into those last stages where we start kicking off and getting excited about that. So, yeah, I'll let anybody else, you might like to say something and add to that.
Yeah, I'll just leap in because I can. I was just going to say, even though it's in between the first prosperity game and the next one, it doesn't mean there's nothing happening in between. We've still got a very engaged community, and we continue that whole vibe of working on self-respect, self-esteem, you know, really delving into those areas of I'm good enough. So in the things that came up for people in the first round, they get the opportunity to work through those. And then we've got kind of that breathing space where there is, you know, that chance to explore a little bit further, to go a bit deeper, reach out for help if you need it. And then a lot of those people are gearing up to come into the next round. We're already getting, are we starting yet? Are we starting yet? So it's not a, you do it once and you disappear and off you go. You're most welcome to do that. For most people, as you've said, Adaire, it's an ongoing process. You think you've dealt with this shit, excuse my language. But
you've heard words come out of my mouth.
But, you know, you throw money in the mix and bam, you're right back in the middle of it. Yeah. So it's an opportunity. Money really brings it out in black and white for you.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be, I'm sorry, Melinda, you go.
I was going to say it's not, it's a great game to play, but when the emotional hurdles come up, it is so challenging. And for me, I have struggled each and every time I have played this to actually complete it. And when the dollars start to get quite big, I really do have to sit back and ask myself, why don't I feel like I deserve to have this money to spend and bring joy and to gift what I have and what I know and be able to share that with others? And it's a workaround every single day, and you think, oh, I can't believe that came up for me, but we're going to push through it and we're going to make that change. I'm going to make that change for me and for those that I care about. Yeah. So I can't wait for the first either, because there's always something out there that just stops you again.
It's like, damn that onion.
Well, it is the limitation of between your ears, isn't it? That's the thing. It's just the limitation about what's between your ears, and it gives you the chance of creating big. It's like, how many people do you want to reach in this earth? How many people do you want to help with your message? How big do you want to grow that? You know, do you want it just to be a just like the business that you're in now, or do you want to have a legacy business where you want to have it in many continents? You know, and the thing is, it's just like, how big? How can I serve greater? And it's a really good opportunity to be able to ask yourself in the game, when those big checks start coming in, it's like, how can I be of bigger service? So you're always breaking through the limitations, and you're always breaking through the personal identity issues that we secure as part of our identity. You know, it's just like, well, this is just the way it is for people like us. You know, that's just the way it is. The 3 money myths, you know, there's never enough, more is better, and that's just the way it is. It's a chance to really knock those out of the park and face up to you know, with money, you've got to get really specific on the money. It's got to look at the money so you can hear it and you can go bigger. And then through the game, what it does is it's not only about a game, because it's prosperity with a purpose. And that's what all of us ladies are here. You know, it's like we all have a passion for helping people, helping women, you know, get financially fit, or not just women, but mainly women in the group, is like helping them get financially fit so they can walk into freedom. And a lot of us grew up with, well, that's not going to happen. We've got to have millions and millions of dollars to ever be free. We've got to have this pie in the sky Beyonce figure of what it's like to be free. And it's not like that at all.
Do you think we do that to ourselves?
Exactly.
We put it outside of our reach.
Yeah, it's absolutely the mindset. But this game is different in the way that we bring in that first really important principle of the rich, or of the 4%, as we get people paying themselves first. And even if they can adopt that one principle, it will change their life in the outside world. But then what we do is we run different events through the course of the game, where we're going to be rolling this out even more this time, is we're going to be addressing the different issues around family paradigm, around their financial traumas, around worthy and deserving, and the principles of being financially fit in the physical world. So you can change that around, because it doesn't matter where you are today, how much money you're making, even if you're sitting there on a benefit, you can change your money around and change your self-worth and your confidence around this. And the game is such a cool way of doing that.
Oh, Jade's here. Hi, Jade. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got
yes.
Jade, if you're not playing the prosperity game, jump on, come in. It's called the Prosperity Game, 30 Days to Manifest Money and Mindset. We'll pop a link up above or down below, and you are welcome to join us. The new game starts on the 1st of May. What a wonderful way to start the 1st of May, my favourite month. It's my birthday month. So, so there we go.
Fabulous.
We are just about out of time. Yes, I'll be celebrating I reckon I should have several $100,000 to spend for my birthday, which is on the 18th of May, by my reckoning. Jade's birthday is on the 31st of May, so she would have, if she does jump in.
Oh, she'll be laughing.
Decide to play, she will be laughing for her birthday. She'll be able to get.
Absolutely. Yep.
And Jade happens to be, in full disclosure, Jade's actually my eldest daughter. And we're going through a bit of a metamorphosis ourselves, like together. Our growth and development is sort of happening to coincide, which is really, really awesome, and we're really enjoying the journey together. So if she does want to pop in and be part of the prosperity game, I think that would be awesome as well. She could probably learn some from my limitations, my family limitations, which were, quite nobly passed on to her, and she might learn that, it's not my fault, but and I'll learn that it's not my parents' fault, but take some responsibility for it.
This is the perfect opportunity for the, the prosperity game to disrupt that family tradition for you. Because we all unconsciously pass that stuff on to our kids. And as we become more aware, as we get more financial literacy, as we change our money story, we're doing that for the next generation too. So I speak for all three of us when I say this. We are determined to change it for our kids. I don't want my kids living the money story that I've been living. So, that's very much an essential core of the prosperity game. It's all light and fun, but Melinda, Susan and myself are deadly earnest about creating a new normal where money stress doesn't exist and we all have more than enough.
Yes, and I love that idea where money stress doesn't exist. And I think it's no matter how much or little that you do have, like you were saying, you can actually create that environment. And I know that you can. And I had a tiny glimpse of it when I was looking at my non-existent front lawn and going, I can't wait to play the prosperity game because I'm so planting lawn there. And it felt like I'd actually done it, like that feeling of, my God, it's already done. It's already happened. I'm getting all emotional now because it was like so powerful. And I just go, well, it doesn't matter because it's already done. So I'm really looking forward to getting into it. So for one of the first things that I'll be doing is planting lawn again. I don't have to because it's already done. But
yeah.
But we are out of time. But I do invite you to, you're watching the replay, join the Prosperity Game. It's called the Prosperity Game, 30 Days to Manifest Money and Mindset. And it starts on the 1st of May. You can join at any time. It doesn't matter whether it's you see this and it's past the 1st of May. Jump on in. You can either play catch up, or I'm sure these lovely money honeys. I was going to ask you where that term came from. Melinda, do you want to share with us quickly where that term came from?
Yeah, we were having a call amongst the three of us one day, and it just fell out of Linda's mouth, who has this amazing way of putting her words together. And we had a couple of little names for her that were really quite clever and creative, that encapsulated everything that we stand for. And Money Honeys is exactly one of those. It's just a belief of ours that the new normal moving forward is full of light, love, and prosperity.
Brilliant. That's perfect. So on that note, I do have another appointment that I have to scoot off to. So thank you so much for joining me and talking about this today, because I think we cannot get the word out fast enough. That's my belief. I think we can open up a whole new world to, like, there's 2 billion people on Facebook, or 2.2 billion. That number in itself does not compute, but even if we can reach if I can help you reach a fraction of those people, the world will be a better place. And I know that's where your hearts are at. So thank you, Money Honeys. Really, really appreciate it. I will see you in the group. Definitely playing this time. I know very, very busy, but I'm going to make it a priority, because I believe that it is a priority to do this. And if you say you don't have time, then just think about what you're saying, because that's one of the biggest issues. I don't have time to do this, but I'm actually going to make time to do it, because I have to believe that I am worth it. So.
Yes, absolutely.
We look forward, Money Honeys, to helping you grow your platform to however you want to reach those 2 billion people. We look forward to seeing that expand throughout the game, Adaire. It's going to be really cool.
Oh, yes. I'm looking forward to it too. So, all right, don't go anywhere. We'll just stop the broadcast, and then we'll just have a little conflab inside the platform afterwards. But thank you very much for joining me, Linda and Susan and Melinda. That awesome. How many awesomes can you have? It's probably one of the most overused words on the internet, and I have no problem with it. So, so thank you all for joining me for Community TV with Adaire. This is where we talk about things. It could be anything that's going to help benefit you. We've had gardeners, permaculture. We've had yoga instructors, people meditating, financial. Now we've got or budgeting. Now we've got the Money Honeys have joined us to talk about the Prosperity Game. Join us, the link above or below, the Prosperity Game, 30 days to manifesting money and mindset, starting on the 1st of May, but you don't have to worry. Wait till then, you can jump in straight away. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next Wednesday. No, we won't see you next Wednesday, because I'll be in training, but we will figure out a workaround for that, and I will see you next time on Community TV with Adaire. Bye for now.